Hey, Ross here with TrucutCNC, and if you remember in the last video we left off with this little design here. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to nest that, and to be a little more dramatic with it, we're going to go ahead and make it smaller. So let's change the size from 24 down to 12. Okay, we'll move it off the sheet over here. Okay, now the nesting tool is right here. Okay. So what we want to do is select this object. We're going to hit the nesting tool, and we're going to tell it the number of copies we want right here. So let's tell it to do 10 copies. I prefer to nest along the X direction. Okay, and that's going to go, it's actually going to put our parts this way right here. And I like to nest from the lower left corner as my origin point. Now, rotation parts to best fit. On a rectangular part, 90 degrees works really well and it nests quickly. On something like this, we want something like more like 5 degrees. Okay, we could also tell it to mirror parts, allow parts inside others. We don't want that in this case. But if we had, say, a large rectangle with a large rectangle cutout, we could tell it to nest parts inside that rectangular cutout. Okay, so we have 10 copies. We're going to go ahead and hit apply. And you can see there it's kind of assigned those numbers to everything. So if we hit preview now, it's going to go ahead and calculate that, rotate them, and fit them as best it can on the sheet to maximize the material. So we cut that now, we have all this material left over. Really great feature of Cut2D. It's very efficient nesting, and it does it quickly. So experiment with the rotation step angle. That can generate different results. If you were nesting a rectangular part and you used a 5-degree rotation, you could get some odd results. You'll actually get, with the rectangular parts, you'll actually get better results if you nest with either 45 or 90. One thing to note here is that if your nesting doesn't produce the results you think it should, let's say, for instance, you have a part with a bunch of holes here, and it nests the small holes outside of the part. It's because this contour isn't closed. So in that case, you would want to back out of the nest, select this contour, and hit this close button right here and close those open vectors. Once you do that, as long as these are inside a closed vector, Cut2D is going to see that as a single part and nest it as a single part. So once again, if your nest doesn't go like you think it should, check and make sure that everything's joined. If you click on a line here and only this line selects, or you click down here and only this arc selects, that means that this contour is not closed. So you can just box select the whole thing, hit close, and close it up. That's nesting in a nutshell. In the next video, we'll start getting into the cam portion, which is putting a toolpath on the part and generating some G-code.